You're tuned into the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 135 of the new Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I make beats at a very fair price, and they're extremely dope. In front of me, the one and only Lonegevity. How are you, sir?
Whew. Doing all right. How are you, Mike?
You good? I heard that woo. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't ready.
Are you ready now?
I'm ready now.
Good.
That's what happens when you mix the liqueurs.
Oh, there's multiple.
Yeah.
Claire,
Dark.
Do you care
Dark.
to tell what you have?
I don't remember the names, but they're strong and they're good.
It's
Cool.
knobby.
Yeah.
Knobby?
Knob Creek,
Knob Creek.
perhaps. Maybe. Maybe not.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Across the table from me, this is weird because he's usually to my immediate left, but across the table from me, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Good to see you as always.
Likewise. You having a good week?
I am. I'm having a good week. This is a short week, so that's good.
Good.
I always like those. I went to the race. Race was dope.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about that after we get around to
We don't
the
even need to,
intros.
but I guess I'll go ahead and, yeah. To my immediate left, DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's good, man?
Hater. I felt some hater
Not at all.
type vibes.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I did.
Good to
Yeah.
see you too, brother.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, yeah, Spoolz, I went to the race, Indianapolis 500 for the first
Fuck
time.
the race. God damn it.
Race
Talk
was
about your experience, man.
Race was dope. I ain't gonna hold you. Sweet access. I'm stunting. I was in the infield as well.
What did I
Looking like
text
Mom's
you?
Mabel.
What did I text you maybe a week ago? Do you remember the phrase I texted you?
I'm not gonna lie and say that I do.
You got the juice now, Michael.
I do. I had the juice at the race, 100%.
Do you remember like 100 episodes talking about how you never got to do cool things ever, and everybody like they all
Dude.
did, but you never got to do cool stuff?
I tell you what.
And now you're like, "Duh, I got DM'd by so and so, and they want me to do the private.
Nah,
da-da-da-da."
man,
And now
nah.
I'm at the suite at the.
Nah,
So no more of that. I guess you got the juice now,
I
Mike.
guess, man. But
Pity party is gone.
Man.
but I have a newfound respect for those drivers because to see those cars go that fast and to see the entire process, the pit stops and all that goes into it, like the strategies, the techniques, shit is crazy. So I salute those drivers. They are,
Yeah, it's a tough sport.
yeah, they're definitely beasts at what they do. It's definitely a sport, Spoolz. It's definitely a sport.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's just an experience, man. There's 300,000-ish, give or take there in one
Yeah.
area. Like that's,
I don't. Do they still call it the largest sporting event
It is.
in
It
the
is.
world?
Yeah, no question.
it's definitely the greatest spectacle in racing. I think that's one of
Yeah.
them. But
yeah.
I think it is the largest sporting event in the world. Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson almost bit her face.
What?
How did
That's
you
the
bite?
highlight.
Almost bite
That's
your
the
own
question.
face?
That's
Yeah.
the question.
And when she tripped and fell.
Oh, Shim was
Ah.
bit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she didn't. That'd been unfortunate.
Really bad.
I don't know who won this
The
year.
highlight of the race.
Gerbad?
Pagano is his last
Pagano?
name.
Okay.
Yeah, he drove the Menards car.
All right.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Cool,
he was a
man.
beast.
They sell doors there.
Yeah.
At the 500,
Yeah, for
Maybe.
Menards.
Maybe at the special Menards booth. But I know they do at the store.
get you a door while you're at the race.
Go real fast. Real fast. That's
It's
what you wanna
just
do.
a cool event, man. It's I
It
got to go
is.
with my brother last year, and it was fun. Yep. I think everyone should go. Just it's
I've never been to the 500.
Yeah.
Been to the Brickyard,
yeah.
but not the 500. A
Yeah,
little different.
I just go to the party shit. So
Mhm.
I've been to Carb Day. I think me and you went to the Snake Pit for that concert that one time.
Yeah.
They say that's different.
It was
They say the
different.
Snake Pit is different.
Yeah.
I didn't get to.
My dude, you remember Aaron Brown?
Oh yeah, no,
Not
Aaron
to
Brown.
go down the rabbit hole, but he had tickets for it, so shouts to Aaron. But anyways,
That's what's up. So yeah, that was a great experience. So, I'm going back next year. I gotta see it again. So, shout out to that event. All right, let's get into the rundown here. First topic: 2019 NBA Finals. They have been set. The Raptors versus the Warriors. We've talked about the conference finals, and everybody pretty much knows the story for the Warriors. I told Terry I made the mistake
Go ahead and get your
gave-
Stephen A on.
Yeah, I gave Dame a little too much credit. I said that was going to go 7. It ending up with them being swept, and I had Giannis going to the finals. Definitely was wrong on that one as well.
Wrong than a bitch.
He's the only person that I know. Jay Diff is the only person I think, unless I'm missing somebody. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. He called the Raptors before the season started.
I did.
I will vouch for him for that. He did say they were going to the finals. And I don't even like him, but I got to give him his piece for that.
I didn't call them.
I told you I
didn't
felt
call
that
them out
hater shit.
singularly,
Uh-huh.
but I think I put them in like my top 3 that could go.
Top 3.
But I didn't just say that. I probably said Boston, Toronto, and
I said
Philly.
Boston.
Those were probably the 3 that I picked. Yeah.
Yep.
We did make these predictions. I don't remember what I said. I probably said somebody like New Jersey on, even though they don't play anymore.
Yeah.
No.
They're Brooklyn now.
The Bulls.
With
I like-
Drazen.
I'm a big Kawhi fan, man. I like Kawhi a lot.
I do too.
Like, I feel like I could be friends with Kawhi. We could like sit down at a couch, not talk to each other.
And laugh weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Dude is.
He just
he's
seems
great.
like he's uberly chill, like extra chill.
And he signed with New Balance, which I thought was a brave move because he was on brand Jordan. He could have gone to Adidas.
Man,
Could have gone to
honestly,
anywhere.
man,
They threw him
being
a bag though.
Being on brand Jordan is not really that dope. Like, look at the brand Jordan shoes. Unless you're wearing like one of the Jordan models, brand Jordans are not that tough.
So CP3, his line was trash. Carmelo's line was
Uber trash.
I think CP's was worse than Carmelo's though.
I don't know.
And who am I missing? Who else had a signature line Spoolz with Jordan? Can you think anybody?
Michael Jordan.
Those were the
See?
those were the two
See?
two that I could remember.
Westbrook.
Was it
Yeah,
Darius? Was it
Russell
Darius
Westbrook.
Miles?
Darius Miles, Q Rich,
Yeah.
that era. They
Russell
had it.
Westbrook.
Jonathan
Westbrook.
Jonathan Bender.
What were you gonna say, Red August? I'm not listening. Red August is in the building as well. What were you gonna say?
Westbrook.
Okay, Westbrook. Okay.
Westbrook. Okay.
He's like the main pitch guy right now, pretty much. But to Terry's point, though, there are some trash, signature shoes that come out of Mike's line. I'm not going to front. His is classic. His line is iconic. You can't go wrong with those. But some of
them are kind of questionable, but
who Mike?
I think you're safe from
Yeah.
Jordan 1 through
11,
like 13.
13. They start falling off after 13.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say so.
So 13 that was the he got game joints, hologram joints, right?
Yeah.
In the back.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
after
like
that was
Yes.
the
That's 13,
Ferrari
right?
pair.
Okay.
Those
then-
were cool.
And then it started. There was
I think after that was the pair that had the patent leather on the tip of the shoe. With
Okay.
that little weird sock that went over it and
Yeah.
shit.
I do remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, those
that was
were,
weird.
Those were suspect.
He had the joint that came in a suitcase. You remember that?
Yeah, that
Oh
had
yeah, I
like
remember
the little
people walking
chrome
around
panel
in
on
high
the
school
side.
with the suitcase.
With the suitcase.
Yeah.
I was I don't know about that one.
Did
So-
anybody have the Hakeem Olajuwons?
All right, so
I
let's
have
go.
King Olajuwon's actually
My buddy had
right
some
now.
Pat
The Atomics.
Ewings.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ewings.
Yeah, man.
I had a Ewings too.
Do you know what brand he was sponsored by? Since you asked that question.
Wasn't
Who?
Spalding, was it?
Yes, it was
Who?
Spalding. He
Who?
did have he had a pair of
Who had a
Spaldings.
pair of Spaldings?
Elijah was sponsored by Spalding at
I
one
thought
point.
it was Etonics.
I got Etonics.
Yeah,
It-
he had
it says
Etonics and
Hakeem the Dream
Spaldings.
on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Etonics was first, but he did have a Spalding joint.
Who remembers the Barclays though back in the day?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
were everybody loved those.
One of my
Well, those
favorites.
were one of the first pair of shoes that cost a bag.
Yeah.
Those
were
and
they?
the David Robinsons that were a pump. You had to use a CO2,
What year was that?
like 91.
All
the
the
David
sneakerheads
Robinsons
are
were
gonna
like
get in
91.
the get
I
in the
wanna
People get in the comments,
Yeah, oh
yeah.
yeah. Like
Like 91, I think, for the David Robinsons. But
'Cause-
like when Barkley started dropping the 180s,
Yeah.
those are like $160.
oh wow.
His Olympic joint was cold.
I
Barkley's
also
Olympic joint was
remember-
cold.
The commercial was Chuck D, right?
For Barkley.
Yeah. Didn't he?
What song were
wasn't
they
he
playing
rapping?
in that commercial?
Is that the I'm not a role model shit?
No,
No,
well,
this
there
was-
was that, but I thought
it
there
was
was a whole
something
other
different.
one.
Yeah.
I'll double check that. I'll put something in the.
But yeah, Barkley has some heat. He
Speaking of
definitely has
shoes,
heat.
though,
I had Barclays in
Since we're
'97. Like he came out with another pair.
yeah,
That year was cold. What were
I
you
had some
saying?
Grant Hills, man. Some Filas.
I had those.
Navy blue patent leather. Yes, sir. That's a
Not
classic
the
shoe.
patent leather
Not
joints.
patent
no.
leather.
Nah,
No,
I didn't have those. I had the ones his rookie year that he put out.
Oh,
they kind of look like a knockoff Jordan a little bit, but
Little
they
bit.
would still fly.
Navy blue joints with the patent leather on the side.
I know what
Those
ones
I
you're
had.
talking about.
Those were
Velvet.
after. Those
Yeah.
were like the next ones.
Yeah,
Velvet
those was
suede.
cool. What were you saying?
Well, I was
Penny
saying,
Hardaways.
speaking of shoes, Zion's been offered a contract by Master P, right?
20 mil.
For what he say, lifestyle shoe.
Yeah, P has a lifestyle shoe. And I think it's called Moyati. Is how you pronounce it. And he basically was like, it was him and Romeo. They were in an interview getting interviewed by TMZ. And they basically were like, we'll pay you 20 mil just to wear these, just lifestyle. You don't have to wear them on the court. We're not trying to get in the way of when you probably sign with Nike or whomever. And they had 20 mil for him, just on some hometown stuff. So I don't know, man. Like,
Where's he from? He from
who?
Zion.
He's
from
projected to go
North
to
Carolina. One of the
Oh,
Carolinas.
hometown. I see what you mean now.
Yeah, to New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
So, I mean, what do you do in that situation? Do you?
Do you
It's
like the
interesting.
shoes?
That's interesting. I've never heard. Yeah, that's because you know what his main one is going to be. It's going to be
I mean,
100
that's-
mil or something like that.
Well, has anyone ever been offered I mean, I don't know, a lifestyle? Jay Moore's in the room. He knows shit like this. A lifestyle shoe contract?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, nor have I. That's
generally the
interesting.
same company usually makes the lifestyle line. Like I know KD has a basketball line and a lifestyle line,
Okay.
so that may just be something else being offered now. I don't know.
I don't know if I can see Nike letting them rock those though.
Yeah, who knows?
You know,
I
that's
think
about
that's
it
cool.
is-
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean that's a dope idea,
Very dope.
I like Masterpiece, so I think that's
but
cool.
I mean, how many people remember the P Millers?
Well, I was going to ask you guys how many people remember Master P being Ricky Williams' agent and Ricky Williams
That's a
signing
good
a
call.
like tremendously incentive laden
Yeah.
contract if he hit certain marks.
Yeah.
And he didn't. I think he was hurt at some
Right.
point and just didn't hit those marks.
It's
So
getting high.
And that's throwback. That's a good call right there. I totally forgot about
but I'm
that.
sure P learned from I don't know. I think Master P's pretty dope, man. Like just as far as
He's dope, but the
smart
shoes got to be dope though.
Yeah,
I haven't
It's,
seen-
it's
sharp.
one thing to be a dope individual, but
Yeah.
again, who remembers P Miller shoes?
I don't.
I think Jay Moore had a pair back in.
I mean, they were advertised heavy in the source back in the day.
Heavy. Yeah.
They were not dope.
Yeah, I don't remember them.
So I mean,
You know,
if
P
he,
has always been an entrepreneur though, so he going
Yeah.
I mean, he's got all kind of shit. He's got potato chips,
Barbecue
hot
sauce.
sauce,
yeah.
of course, a record label.
Yeah. So, you know,
Film.
He had
production.
rims for a long time too. He sold rims, different kinds of rims.
that's the one thing you can say about P. He's gonna find a way to get it. And they offered Zion a role, and I got the hook up too. He said that also.
That's
He's like,
awesome.
we'll put you in a movie. So they don't do that, Jay Moore. I see it.
You gotta want to wear the shit and want to be a, you know,
I
that's
feel
what
you,
it all
man.
comes down to. That's just like the Big Baller brand. So
Yeah.
they had that hefty ass price tag
Yep.
on some whack ass shoes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if the shit ain't dope, I mean, you can give me $20 million to act like I'm gonna wear them.
You ain't gonna wear them though.
If they ain't dope, no.
I feel you.
Side
I feel
note,
you.
I saw something that like, the Bulls might there was a rumor the Bulls might try to trade for Lonzo
Ball.
Ball.
Fresh start for him. He can't stay healthy though, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, you know that he can't stay healthy.
I just
So-
wouldn't. I wouldn't be
And
super
then
super
dad,
pleased with that.
His dad would love Chicago. Oh my God, he'd be all over the place in Chicago.
His dad.
You know, Pops would be out there. Oh,
I don't know. It might be. I don't know, man. No thanks.
On 69th,
I'll just say that.
on 69th and Ashland selling
I was gonna
shoes.
say, man, that's. I mean, I know
Oh, no.
LA's its own city as well, but I don't know, man. Chicago fans can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, they
They
definitely
don't
are
really take that
goons
shit.
at all.
LA fans aren't can we say that?
100
LA
oh, I
fans
agree
aren't like
100%.
diehard, sports fans for whatever that's worth, as like a Chicago fan or maybe like a New York fan. Is that fair to say, Jay? You think? Yeah.
They're not one of
Dude,
those
people
cities.
don't show up to the game. They show up to the games late and shit in LA. You know what I mean? It's more of like a
It's Hollywood,
yeah.
Something to do.
But in
Chicago,
Chicago, it's
Philly,
Philly.
New York. I think those are the ones where it's like they serious about the sports.
Yep.
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
wouldn't even say here.
here.
Honestly.
People are serious about basketball here for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the Colts were rocking, it was it was kind of serious too. I'm talking about when we were, contending a lot, but basketball for sure. Yeah, for the Pacers and just
even
high school ball.
games sell out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
High school games used to sell out, so I mean that's
Oh, yeah,
something.
dude. I used to go to a lot of high school basketball games.
I don't think the fans here are as much of an asshole as say a Boston fan or like even like a Pittsburgh fan. You know
Philly
what I'm saying?
fans are traditionally the worst as far as I'm concerned.
Like
yeah.
openly, like everybody knows.
And like
jerks.
kind of proud of it.
Yeah, they embrace it.
They booed Santa Claus. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. When Michael Irvin broke his leg in Veterans Stadium, they cheered.
No
That's
shit.
gangster. That's gangster.
He wants
Yeah.
to talk to you as a man in your
I want
face.
to talk to
Yeah.
you, man, in your face.
All right.
Anyways, I don't know how we tangented into that. But yeah.
All right. So let's jump into some music. This next topic is entitled Family Reunion, and that is because Little Brother is getting back together. There was an article that came out last week from 𝗡𝗲𝗄 𝗢𝗏, and it's pretty much talking about their 2018 performance in Durham, how they all got back together. Ninth was back there, on the DJ booth. Ninth Wonder and
ER.
I'm sorry, Ninth Wonder, and
It's a lot better.
and they basically have come to the conclusion that they're just going to keep it as a duo, and this was across the board. Everybody agreed to it, but they're going to start working on new music and going to set up a tour. So my question to you guys is,
I bet Ninth goes on tour with them though.
that's where I'm going, because he has to be involved somehow to me for this thing to really, really work. Granted, I would love to see, Pooh and Ninth get back together and start rocking on the stage, but the element of having Ninth with them in some capacity at some point, to me, would take it over the edge in terms of the actual, reunion. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah,
is
for
he
sure.
going to be needed? I think he is.
Yeah, I think he'll be needed. I think absolutely. I think their approach, I was a little surprised to hear that he wasn't going to be the producer of the group, but
Right.
it makes sense based on their last two albums. He was just kind of a contribution.
Yep.
And it'll probably be similar. I would guess that you're probably going to have, even though it's Little Brother and you're going to have Phonte and Big Pooh, rapping, I'm sure there's going to be at least a couple Ninth Wonder beats on there.
I would think so.
But if he went on tour with them too,
Yeah.
that would solidify everything. I think that makes up for the fact that he's not producing it.
Yeah, I the performance piece, if I'm showing up knowing all three of them are there, for me, that makes it that much better.
Who knows what they could drop?
Yeah, I'm with you
know.
there. Spoolz, you got any thoughts about them getting back together? Or?
I'm not as I've never been. I think Little Brother is really dope, but I just never. I know the minstrel show,
Yeah.
but I just don't know their catalog and all that as well as you guys do, to be honest. However, it's my understanding Little Brother is all three of them, technically, is it not?
Early.
Early on,
It's
yeah.
not just
The
the
last-
two MCs, you know what I mean? So I think it would, for true fans like you guys, I would love to see. I know Ninth Wonder's production very well outside of Little Brother, you know what I'm saying? And Phonte, you guys have always kept me kind of hip to Phonte. And I listen to, I know you guys don't like rapper Big Pooh as much, you know what I mean? But he's put out a couple.
That's Mike.
That's me. Yeah, it is me.
a couple of dope EPs that I've liked a lot.
His
I like
last
Pooh.
joint was dope.
I like
one,
Pooh.
one of which that Apollo Brown produced that was really dope. I thought so.
He got his bag on that one.
Anywho, dude, I think that's great, man. I think it's good for fans like yourselves. I'll go. Shit, man. If they,
Yeah,
I'm sure they won't come to Indy, unfortunately.
Probably not.
But,
They probably
but
will,
maybe
though.
they will. I won't be so
Phonte
negative.
generally comes here whenever he's touring.
That would be great.
we might
I'll
have
go
to
to that
make
show.
that happen.
Yeah.
That would be dope
That
to
would
make
be
that happen.
fantastic.
What you
So.
think, Terrence?
I think it's dope. I mean, this has been something I've been hoping happen for years. Like me and Sean talked about this a few years ago, trying to kind of create a makeshift show that would involve Little Brother and they wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as Ninth not being involved,
You're right.
I think it would be cool even if like Soul Council did beats, for the project.
Crisis and Knots.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Even without Ninth actually making a beat, at least it's still from that same vein. You feel me?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be mad at that.
But I would be really surprised if he didn't have anything on there.
Yeah.
I think Lone's point about the you know, him having a couple beats on there. That's a good point. But for me, the possibility of Ninth actually being there when they tour, to me, takes that show through the roof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where it becomes the nostalgic person. You know, like that's where that comes. It's like Tribe going on tour.
Right.
You know, or Outkast
right.
going on tour, you know.
Yeah.
Was that an independent album, The Minstrel Show, or was that on a major label?
Came
Atlantic.
out on ABB. Or no, you're right. It was Atlantic.
ABB was the first one. Atlantic,
ABB,
they
and then
signed
Atlantic.
to a major for Minstrel Show.
Gotcha.
But Ninth, after that, they released 2 albums, and Ninth was not a part of the group.
Okay.
So he kind of,
Yeah.
was he?
Get Back and
Left Back.
Nah, he was
Left Back.
gone.
Yeah, he was gone.
He
was
produced
making beats
some.
for Jay-Z and
Yeah, he got his break. He
Destiny's Child and all
Yeah.
that stuff at that time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Ninth Wonder produced for Sean Price. That's
Yeah.
on Monkey Bars, on Sean Price's first kind of solo album.
he's got a joint on there.
A lot of duck down stuff.
I like
Yeah.
Ninth Wonder, man. Yeah.
So I'll be curious, like you said, be curious to see, you know, what they do with that. To me, that's the concept is exciting. Any Fonte I can get, I'm with it when he raps. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been singing and doing the foreign exchange for so long. He'll dibble and dabble and give you a little bit. Then he dropped the album last year. Then he did Charity Starts at Home. It was the one previous to that one. But anytime he sprinkles in bars, like I get excited because he's really one of the best I've ever heard as an MC. So
Been saying it for
forward to that.
years.
yeah, I'm looking forward
Is
to
he
that.
like Black Thought good, you think?
He and Black Thought would be
Black Thought is more of the intricate, complex type spitter,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Fonte is more of the straightforward bars. Still,
Personality.
yeah.
Like you can really feel Fonte's personality.
he's clever. He's clever with it too, with his wordplay.
They're
He's
they're
clever.
my 1 and 2 is Fonte and Black Thought. So
I would say Fonte is he's in the cul-de-sac in the neighborhood. Like they're on the same block.
With Royce.
yeah,
Yeah.
Royce is in my top 5 too.
Yeah,
so.
he's in the ballpark. We'll say that because the 2 dudes that you named are like, to me, are like the elite of the elite when you talk about bars. Black Thought, like, I think he'll give anybody work on
Yeah.
his best day.
You think
Anybody
Pharaoh's in there?
Jay-Z's still my favorite.
Hope, yeah,
I mean,
Hov-
honestly, these cats can rap better than Jay-Z, but I still don't think they're better than Jay-Z.
Yeah,
So that's just your heart talking, not your head, right?
All of the above, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
yeah. Fonte's been my favorite for a long time. So
yeah, man, he's a beast. He's a beast. So we'll see where they go with that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited about that one. All right, so the next topic is the beats is Wack Vlod. That's the next topic. So you guy was on Vlad TV. He always calls him Vlod for some reason.
Vlod the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler. But he was talking. He was
That's
asking.
where he
a
took
whole-
his name. He took his name from Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, word!
Yeah.
I learned
Do
something.
you guys
today.
know Vlad was a DJ?
I know he used to do the mixtapes and
Yeah,
the,
like people. I don't know if people
apparently.
know that he was
Yeah.
a DJ on the West Coast. I think he's from either Seattle or like
Oakland. I thought No?
Northern California or something like that.
Bay?
But like he,
Oh,
yeah. But I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm just saying
From
he
Moscow.
actually did DJ. I mean, he
DJ.
did like Ghost Ride the Whip and that whole DVD. Like
Yeah, I heard he used to drop the DVDs and the mixtapes and stuff like
yeah,
that, like
so,
Smack and stuff.
I don't know
like
if people
that, so-
actually like people know that.
Yeah,
I
but
see
he
people like, was he ever even a DJ? Like, yeah, he was actually. That's why like he's called DJ Vlad. So.
he was interviewing you guys and just asking him a whole bunch of questions. But some of the stuff I hadn't heard any Wu members say, but I found out it was a consensus. You know, for the majority of those guys, we're talking about like beats and the process for Wu-Tang Forever and how certain people got shelved and the couple of things that stuck out to me. One is he said RZA's production was trash after Wu-Tang Forever. Now, Lone and I have talked about B-, C+ Wu-Tang production. I'm going to hold that. He also said that he was mad when they made the first album and then everybody started to do solo albums. Then he branched off to start working on stuff like Killer Army, Sons of Man. He was basically saying all those groups was trash as well. Like he was dissing all the RZA side groups.
I mean, shit.
And he was like,
is that a secret though?
but he was like basically just pulled away from the core. Like the core couldn't shine because you were focused on, you know, what was the joint said? The Killer Bees Volume 1, like all those types of projects. He was focusing on those joints.
I think Wu-Tang did just fine.
I mean,
and I think Ghostface did just fine. I think Method Man did just fine. Inspector Deck has had a long career. Raekwon's had a long career.
He said
all the really good Wu members have had a really long career.
Yo, he said that RZA also fought them on using production outside of his. So he really did, like, he didn't want to.
Didn't
have people come
Mathematics
in.
do a lot of stuff like that
Yeah.
for them too? And yeah,
He was like part of the crew, kind of though.
Yeah.
He
There
was
was
like
some corny shit going on. I mean, to you guys' defense, I mean, if you've seen of Mics and Men,
I haven't
Which
seen
I-
it kind
not.
of goes into a lot of what he's talking about. And there are situations that happened that shouldn't have happened that would have made Wu-Tang probably more official than they are today. I mean, you guys wasn't even really like, or try to be one of the standout MCs. I mean, he made it off the strength of being a part of Wu-Tang. He dropped, what, one album?
he's had
Golden Arms.
Yeah, I think
Golden
he's had
Arms.
one, maybe
Golden
one
Arms.
after that.
Okay.
I'd love to read his book though.
But I mean, he was the street dude. You know what I'm saying? Him,
One of
him and
several.
Method Man, right? Him and
Yeah.
Method Man was like real cool.
Yeah.
But he was the more of the street dude between those two. It was more like, well, if we do this, we can
Yeah.
make this money legally and whatever, whatnot. But I mean, to his point, it definitely did start getting watered down once everybody started kind of going their separate way. And that was actually cool of RZA to allow them to do that, honestly. Even though there was a little backlash, little pull and push here and there, but for him to allow them to do that, I mean, everybody knows what happened with like the Locks. They had to petition to get off of like Bad Boy and shit. So I mean, I don't know.
Man, he was really upset. Like, he was upset, dog. Like, he said the W was whack.
I like the W.
All the albums after, Wu-Tang Forever was trash. So
The W is my last favorite Wu joint.
Yeah, mine too.
W is I like the W. I'm a like you guys are talking about Little Brother and all. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, we're all Wu-Tang heads, but
sure.
I've ridden pretty hard for Wu-Tang since I was about 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
So here's my thoughts on that. So none of us could ever know as much as you got. He's a Wu-Tang Clan member, so that's obviously
Facts.
his opinion, and you kind of have to, that holds weight.
It
a
does.
lot of
yeah,
weight, right?
It does.
But you also kind of have to take into mind what Sean and you guys were just saying too, like how Ghost's career he's done very well for himself.
Very well.
For a long time, it's had longevity. Deck's career's had longevity. Meth's career's longevity. Like all these other folk, they did other stuff. Like.
Yep.
Furthermore, like if RZA was really forcing people to Method Man didn't seem to have that problem.
Yeah, I mean, he
You know?
said some of the other people felt the same way. He didn't drop names, but he was like, this was the vibe amongst the people throughout the group and in the studio sessions. Like, they used to butt heads a lot. To your point, though,
It's 9 dudes too.
it's 9 people, 9 personalities.
Yeah. So it's just it's super interesting, man, to hear that perspective. I can't wait to watch this documentary. I've read, a lot about them. It's interesting, man, just how they all came together and but yeah, it's just funny. I knew all these stories were going to come out one day.
Dude, like when you think
You
about
guys look up Ghostface owing, supposedly saying RZA owed him a bunch of money years ago.
Oh, word.
There's so many little stories like this about. Look up You God being afraid that they had cats like across the street from where he lived, like waiting for him to come outside of the house and shit.
Word.
Look up some of this. It's wild, dude. Like
Wow.
the FBI has a file on Wu-Tang.
That's crazy. That's
They
crazy.
was fucking with him in the movie. Well, not the movie, in the documentary.
Mhm.
There's a scene where Raekwon's going off about them trying to arrest one of their managers. and telling him he needs to go down to the precinct and press charges on the cops that kept fucking with him.
Yeah.
That's tough.
If it's not FBI, it's something it's like this secret. I mean, it's not secret, but they were being. I'll put it this way: they were being investigated as a criminal organization.
Damn.
That stretched not New York to Ohio, to like Youngstown and places like that. It's
because RZA has family or something in Ohio, right?
Something like that. Some of those cats do. Ghost does, if I'm not mistaken. Ghost got shot. I mean, like all these dudes were. A lot of these cats were street dudes, man. Like,
I mean, you guys talked about how he was in and out of jail, and he had just got out when it was time for them to.
Most of them had just got out when they was like putting that shit together.
Yeah, like he was the last one to, just get out so they could go.
I don't think he was the last one.
Well, he said the way he told it was he got out of jail right around the time they had their party, the signing and performance for the album.
Okay, yeah.
And he was lucky enough to get on there to be able to do a couple verses. So if you think about that, man, like their story is crazy. You talked about the careers that went on. Like, you know how many classic albums are under that umbrella?
You know how hard it was to try to sign 9 dudes to one label? Like Loud, I think, is what they ended up signing to as Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's no bigger cult following in hip hop than Wu-Tang, is there?
I don't think so.
It'd be hard to find. I'd be hard pressed to beat that.
Not commercially.
Yeah.
I
You can find a Wu-Tang t-shirt in Walmart right now.
What about
Target.
Underground? I don't think there's any.
I mean, they span both.
They're bigger
though.
than Tech. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I was
Bigger
just saying
than
like
who?
Tech 9 and
Oh, yeah.
Have to
cats
be.
like that are
Yeah.
huge, dude.
I mean, the
Like,
Wu-Tang symbol is everywhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's an iconic
It's
symbol.
a stamp, man. Yeah,
There's
for
people
sure.
that rock that symbol that probably have never listened to a Wu-Tang album.
And I will, like, to this, like, I'm gonna wear Wu-Tang Clarks on my wedding day, dude. You know what I'm
As you
saying? Like,
should.
I just fuck it. It's still good.
Yeah.
I still listen to. I mean, and you catch things, man, maybe that you didn't catch before. There's so much layer. Like, there's so many layers. It's. They did something in hip hop I feel like nobody had ever done before.
You guys said they were one of the first people to, it's all in the same interview, but to make the street rap, like to actually make the street rap cool and turn it into successful music. And I'm like, damn, I thought about that. And I'm like, he might have a point there.
Well, the thing I think that made them stand out is that it was unpolished. So, I mean, you still had street cats in hip hop.
Yep.
I mean, you had 𝐀𝐿 Rap.
I was gonna say G-Rap probably came before. He's kind of the father of that gangster, that more of a mafioso gangster style than like a West Coast gangster style. It's a different.
Right. You
it's a
had those
difference.
too. But Wu-Tang, their style was unpolished, and that's because, and I'm speaking because I watched the documentary. RZA was speaking about how when he got his first record deal, they made him sound a certain way because he went by Prince Rakim at one point in time.
Right.
And they were trying to market him as this
We love you,
sex symbol, like an LL Cool J type dude.
Yeah.
He's that wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
So his whole goal was to make sure everything that came out was authentic to the person that was spitting or who he was affiliated with.
Yeah.
And he wanted everything to pretty much be unpolished. And that's what he sold, and that's what made them hot.
I agree, man. And you guys' words, they hold a lot of weight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not gonna hate on anything he's saying.
Yeah.
Like that's that's been his experience, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like can't front on that.
He seemed genuine too, man. Like he seemed very frustrated when Vlod, start bringing up certain shit about their past. Like his whole demeanor changed. Especially about the RZA part. Like it was multiple segments about him having fallouts with RZA. To your point about the stuff that you said you can Google, it's like he was going down that line, like about just so much stuff that we don't see or we didn't see or we weren't aware of.
Here's the last thing I'll say about this. 'Cause we could sit and talk about Wu-Tang for hours,
For sure.
right? Why so reliant on RZA?
RZA.
Why is his
everything.
success seemingly potentially? Maybe I haven't seen the interview, so maybe it's not that deep.
Right.
But why is he tying so much back to? I understand he's the producer and all that, but
Sounds like he had
others
control.
don't seem to
Sound
have a
like-
problem with the
Yeah.
way. I mean, maybe some
Well,
have
RZA and
over
his
the years.
brother pretty much had control over what was going on within the group. And I think this happens with every group. I don't think you can name one group who has stood the test of time, who are still cordial with each other. Like everybody.
Dude,
you know
and
what
that's
I'm saying?
9 people.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
9 people, but you
most
have
people
groups,
it's like 4 folks. That's
exactly,
like,
and
yeah.
they're not. I mean,
Sure.
look at New Edition.
Yeah.
New Edition are now touring as Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Right.
Because
Ralph and Johnny
own the rights. How does Johnny Gill, for one, own the rights in New Edition?
Yeah.
We could talk about that too.
The
That's
point,
crazy.
real quick, just to finish it. The point I was making is like RZA had a life to live too,
Yeah.
and like you read his book and you read like some, like it's. I don't know, man. That's a lot to carry. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see like he didn't stop Method Man from going and making movies and doing shit with Redman and doing all that. You know what I'm saying? He did. I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot to put on one person to carry. We're supposed to carry the career of like 8 dudes.
Yeah.
9 dudes if you count 𝐀𝐿 plus Killer Army and all these other groups.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I'm
the Sons of
saying?
Man
So,
and the
yeah,
rest of them.
like,
Jump in there, Lone.
No, I agree. I don't know. I haven't seen the doc and I haven't seen the interview, so I can't really chime in on any of this. Really, I mean, but if I don't know if he was if he had control over what was being released,
Yeah.
then maybe I could see, or who had studio access or something, what I mean? Or something like that. Maybe I don't know.
does he imply that he took advantage of that he was taking advantage of people? Just out of curiosity in the interview.
Honestly, man, you got to me came off as someone that watched as everybody else did solo projects, and he wasn't as aggressive, I guess, pursuing his own. It kind of was like, well, I gotta. He mentioned he's like, I was waiting on beats. And it's like he came off as a person that was just kind of sitting around waiting on RZA to do something while everybody else was proactive in their own solo careers. That's how it kind of came off to be.
But you also mentioned, real quick, that RZA wanted to produce everything, right?
He did say that, yeah.
So if that was kind of, RZA produced most of those other projects, though, didn't he?
The branch off projects, he had his foot in a lot of those.
Liquid,
yeah, executive
Liquid Swords.
Yeah,
Cuban Links, Iron
and
Man.
He had beats on.
I know Inspector Dex had a variety of producers on it, but RZA was on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he had his hand in all of that. But to me, I got the feeling of you guys was kind of sitting around a lot too, like not being that proactive for himself.
Yeah,
and he was like, by the time we wrote Forever, he was like, I was waiting on beats. By the time we wrote Forever, I had a whole bunch to say, meaning that he had been writing rhymes in between 36 to Forever. But I'm like, yo, do you know how much stuff came out between 36 to Forever?
Yeah.
And like you were just like writing rhymes instead of, trying to do more features or come out with an album or whatever.
I'd like to hear
so it's kind of 50-50.
Master Killer's point of view on some of this stuff. Because
he's probably the most quiet member of Wu-Tang.
Right. I'd be curious to hear what he has to say as well.
Yeah. However, again, respect you guys' opinion. He's a member of Wu-Tang and he's experienced. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's interesting to hear that stuff about like your favorite group, though. You know what I mean? It's just And to Terry's point, it's hard to keep 4 people together, let alone 9.
I mean, we saw
everybody can't be a star.
Rest in peace, ODB, man.
Everybody can't be a star. I mean, out of everybody that's sitting here and everyone in the room, who I was really checking for you got?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Lone loved Golden Arms. I knew Lone before y'all did.
I do know some people that like the Golden Arms album.
No,
but
that's ignorant.
In general, who I was checking for you got?
No, I mean, I didn't care about you God's music. I mean, I didn't, and I didn't really care for Master Killer's too much. Every once in a while, he had some stuff I really liked, though. Can't lie. But you God was just always just the random guy with a verse that I didn't know what he was talking about.
I ain't gonna front. I used to laugh at Black Shampoo. I did. I used to laugh at Black Shampoo. Now
I didn't.
I don't like the ladies, the kind of soft song on Wu-Tang Forever.
You hear the water being going in the bathtub and all that.
Yeah.
Leather.
I mean,
shout out to Leather Sponge Brothers.
There's
that's what's on the song. Leather Sponge
throughout
Brothers.
the entire catalog, everybody. There's a whole bunch of questionable kind of like rub your head type moments on the Wu-Tang. I mean,
coconut oils.
It's a different one.
Yeah.
But I don't see. The thing is, I don't hate him. I just never looked for him though. It's just kind of like.
I mean,
and I never cared if he dropped.
He set off Mystery Chess Box. Didn't he have the first verse on that? Raw, I'm gonna give it to you. No, wasn't that the first verse on that?
Yes.
Roll like cocaine straight.
That
from the
yeah.
video.
He set that mug off.
Dude,
though.
he's not a shitty rapper at all.
Yeah, he cool. He's cool. It's cool.
He's not. I mean, he's just, he's just not as good as all the people he was around, unfortunately.
I mean, it kind
Who
of
are
goes.
like supreme MCs.
It kind of goes to what you're saying about Fonte. Fonte has that charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in a group with
lot of-
Method Man and
lot of
Ghostface
charismatic
and
people.
Raekwon.
ODB.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? ODB. Nobody rap like fucking ODB.
Yeah.
And then you have You God, which is kind of just like doom.
That's a
Doom.
really good point.
Doom.
That's really what it was. Is this
Maybe that's what it was.
He had the lowest amount of charisma of probably about everybody else. Him and Master Killer probably.
Yeah.
You ever notice Master Killer always ended his verse on like 3?
Yeah, it was real weird.
Yes.
He was like the OG
Yes.
of not rapping on beat and not giving a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
And awkward. Yeah. Even on Triumph, he stopped rapping, and then it was 3 seconds before
The saga
Ghostface
continues.
came in.
Yeah.
Olympic torch.
Flaming.
We burn. So what do you say?
I'm not even talking about You God.
No, I know
was-
what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
defeat.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a bad verse from You God, but I
No.
mean, when you got Inspector Deck setting it off the way he set it off,
Yeah.
I mean that could go down as one of the
I'm
best
glad you
opening
said that.
lines out of any rap I've ever
Man,
heard. in
I'm
my
glad
life.
you said that because I had this
Yes.
conversation. I want to run this by y'all. I'm glad you said that. I said, now this is just me. I said Cold Hard's verse on Hey.
Say
Is
what?
what-
No,
Cold
no.
Hard's verse on Hey. I'm not comparing it to Deck. I'm
No.
not. That's not where we're going.
You had
Cold Hard's
ODB
verse-
talking shit,
No.
and then Inspector Deck.
Cold
nah,
Hard's
man.
verse on Hey is one of the coldest first verses of a hip hop song that I've ever heard. It set Hey off.
No,
Everybody in this
who's
room
this?
know that verse.
I mean,
don't do that.
Hey is a mood in general.
But you know that verse. You don't.
Shit,
How's the verse go?
Don't do that.
come on, man.
No, I feel you.
You,
That's
you remember. You know that. You know that. He
I'm-
set that joint off.
But the Inspector Deck does start Triumph.
I mean, that's
it's.
all time great. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you guys this question though: what verse is better, that one or his verse on Above the Clouds?
Triumph. I think Triumph, man.
Yeah, that's
Above the Clouds is cold.
they're
though.
close, but I'd have to give Triumph
Yeah.
too.
Above the
Because
Clouds.
I
is cold.
really like Above the Clouds a lot.
Yeah,
He
that verse
killed
is
that.
incredible.
He
that-
killed that.
Yeah, that's a really good song.
He got a.
Dude, there were so many people. I mean, like 𝐀𝐿𝐴, shout out to 𝐀𝐿𝐴, man. Like Heavy Mental is an incredible album.
I was never a huge fan of Killer Priest,
Jizza beneath
personally.
the surface.
slept on.
I love that album. It's great.
Slept on.
Just cold.
Jizza's another person too. Like I like everybody, but I could never really get into Jizza all that much either. I don't know.
Liquid Swords.
Yeah,
Shadowbox
I like
is
that
one
one.
of my favorite songs.
That one and both that one and Beneath the Surface, where he rapped with all the
Don't.
names. What was the song?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I can't call
Tommy
it.
ain't my motherfucking boy. Is that what you're talking about?
I can't call the name of the record. I know what you're
That's
talking
on
about.
the
a
though.
whole bunch of
Swords.
pop references or something.
Yeah.
Something. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jizza was another one where like Jizza and Reza were similar, but Reza had a lot more personality to me. Like Reza was just weird.
So did you like Bobby Digital more than Mystery of Chess Boxing?
Huh?
I mean, you know what I meant.
Liquid Swords?
Liquid Swords.
Yeah, Liquid Swords.
Oh, man.
Hey, Bobby Digital
Yeah.
and Stereo
Are you
is
kidding
You
me?
like
cold.
Bobby Digital more?
Not Bobby Digital and Stereo. Hold on.
That's
hold
what
on.
I'm talking
The
about.
first Bobby Digital?
Yeah, that one.
That album was cold.
Yeah,
Not Digital Bullet.
I'll take not Digital Bullet. Here's why I like Bobby Digital and Stereo, because he did some stuff production wise that were just nobody had done before on that
That album was
project.
cold.
The track where the tempo changed throughout it, ain't nobody. That was groundbreaking.
Holocaust. That track is
He let
ridiculous.
Holocaust have his own song, essentially.
It's insane. But that album is... I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, that album is really good. But I don't know, dude. I was
It's hard to
I was
compare
locked
'em.
into Jizza early. Like, I'll say this: my I guess favorite members have always kind of just rotated over time, though. Too. Like I love,
Right.
I think Inspector Deck's incredible, man. Like, and just
Oh,
kind of
man,
always was
Controlled
kind of
Substance is
slept
one of
on.
my favorite albums.
But all this Zarface shit is ill. Like he is still spitting. You
Even
know what
on
I'm saying?
the Pete Rock joint,
Yes.
what was that?
Boom,
Daytona.
boom, 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 boom.
Daytona 500
That's
is on
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's Iron Man.
You talking
I know
about,
what you're talking about.
What's that called?
Soul Survivor.
Yeah,
True Master.
True
That's
Master.
Right. Yep.
What was the album called? Soul Survivor? Yeah.
Soul Survivor.
That
What's
album.
the one with the game with Raekwon is also very
Yeah,
dope.
that is. I think that one had Big Pun on it.
Yeah. Big
Yeah.
Pun.
Yep. That's a good ass.
I got that at the crib on wax.
Deck was my original favorite
member?
first to start off, and then it turned into kind of Ghost after that, but probably continued to be Ghost.
Oh, yeah. You said Ghost forever now?
I mean, that's what it's continued to be.
Ghost is probably the most consistent out of the whole crew as far as having good, likable content. Because like even Meth is probably the most famous out of the group. And that's because he's an actor.
He is getting them acting checks though.
Right. I mean, he was in The
getting them acting checks.
Wire. He had of course How High.
He was in The Wire.
He was in Belly.
How High was a cult classic.
I think
though.
his first look was when he was remember he was the thief on Martin. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
He broke into I think he broke into Martin's crib, and then they ended up going to jail and doing a lineup. Y'all don't remember that?
I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, he broke into Martin's crib. He was a thief on Martin.
Have you guys ever seen the film Black and White?
No.
He's in that. I believe he's in that as well.
But
You know
it's
what I'm talking
got-
about, Jay Moore? Yeah, Mike Tyson's in it. Raekwon's in it.
Yo, speaking of Mike Tyson, which one of y'all said, was that you? Talked about the podcast?
No.
That was you?
No, that was Terry.
He got into a fight with Big U. I mean, not Big U, but who am I
Wack.
thinking? Wack 100.
Yeah, that's all. I didn't really read up on it or anything.
Okay,
I just
okay.
kind of heard that they got into a little altercation on a podcast.
Mike still got them things. I don't think that's a wise move.
His name's Wack 100.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
He was
Me.
the
Fair enough.
games manager. I don't think he still is he?
I don't know, but it's a lot of gangster ass cats on the West Coast that got whack ass names. No pun intended. Like,
Wack 100 did knock Stitches out cold.
yeah, I mean he deserved it,
Yes. Oh, of course he deserved
Yeah,
it. But
he deserved
there's like video, like one shot,
Word.
cold.
but they all got like some weird ass names.
Stitches is a really stupid name, by the way.
I mean, he's got Stitches tattooed on his face,
Yeah.
That's stupid.
so it makes sense.
Nah, that's stupid.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, that's stupid.
What if in like 20 years, 30 years, yeah, it'd be like 30 years or whatever. You go in to like talk about your IRA, and you go to sit down, and somebody turns around in a chair and it's Stitches, and he's there with all of his tattoos, ready to talk about your investments.
I want to be like,
Would you be ready for that?
I'm not ready for that. I don't even want to talk about that. I'm not ready for that.
Just think about that.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a scary sight. Here's another quick hit. Mike snapped at me like I was a peasant. So let's talk about the sponsors real quick. Shout out to No Bad Ideas.
50 minutes of the show.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a good call,
we,
Mike.
We didn't pay any bills. I apologize, Red
Chop
August.
chop.
Shout out to No Bad Ideas. They always lace us with the merch. Indie CD and Vinyl. There's a partner of ours as well. Bring down the band as always at the hub. Shout out to Dr. Coleman for Coleman Dental. I do not have the number. I feel bad because I always read the
Yeah, I don't remember.
poster that we have. But shout out to Dr. Coleman.
You see the link.
Huh?
ColemanDental.com.
Yeah, ColemanDental.com.
KOLMAN.
There you go. And shout out to Printfinity as well. Support your local entrepreneurs. They got a great lineup coming with a lot
How
of cool
about
people.
that?
So make sure you check out them. Shout out to Red August as well. Break bread with him. He does some great things. Photography work, video work. You know, we've already run down what he does. But get that man some money. Pay that man.
And shout out to Kato as well.
Yes, Kato, we appreciate you as well. He has definitely enhanced our program here. Jay Moore, Kansas City Mac has been in the building as well. We see you. We see you conditioning as well. All right, so there's one I wanted to get in here before we get out of here. Nick Cannon has backed out of the Dr. Is it Sebi? I never pronounce it right. Sebi?
CB, right?
Either is it CB? Okay.
Could be wrong.
Tomato, right? He's backed out on the dock because his team has confirmed he started to get death threats for wanting to complete the documentary.
He probably was getting death threats for that weird ass turban he be wearing.
Well, that could be the case. So Jay Diff, let me ask you real quick because we kind of were talking about the Nipsey concept or whatever prior to us going on.
Terry called him up. He got his number and called him and said, "I'm gonna kill you if you wear that turban again."
Do you think Nick Cannon just jumped out the window because he was feeling the vibe and everything was going on with Nip? Did he just jump out the window and he never was gonna do this mug, right?
Hey, a lot of people jumped out the window for Nip.
Okay.
That weren't even really familiar with Nip, who literally probably got familiar with Nip a week leading up to his funeral.
Right.
And it was like the end thing to do.
Yeah.
Is to support Nip and whatever he's got going on. I mean, there's even talks about Dr. Dre, how he was turning Nip down and Nip was like one of his idols. And now Dre posted a picture of him, like a big ass picture of Nip in his studio and shit. He never worked with Nipsey Hussle.
Wow.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
tough.
So it's one of those things where I think it was the end thing to do to kind of put you on the bubble. Who else? We talked about somebody else too, the football player dude that started to go.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people was just doing monkey ass shit, and that's pretty much, I think, what it boils down to.
Yeah, I think Nick Cannon, and it sounded great when he, jumped up and took on the responsibility and all that.
Because he's in a position to where he can actually make that shit happen.
Right. So when he jumped behind it, it gave it credibility. Like, all right, this is actually gonna get done. So all the conspiracy theorists, people were like, "Yo, y'all about to really see Nick Cannon's gonna make sure it happens and all that." Now he's backing out.
Real G's moving silence,
man,
like lasagna.
Shout out to Wayne. That is Wayne, right?
Bars.
I want to get my
if you a G,
hip-hop card
you
pulled.
silent like the one in front of Gnome.
Bars.
Copyright.
This is the bars section.
Oh my
Anybody
God.
got some bars?
Red August, get your boy, man.
Yeah, son.
That's all you got, son?
We should end every show with a 16 from Red August. I think that'd be
Bars.
pretty cool.
Bars.
I keep
Kato to beatbox.
I keep 2 chickens on my side like Los Pollos.
Locos. Right?
All right, man.
Hermanos.
How about this? How about this one, though?
All right.
Shorty's going to law school to be a lawyer. So she studies law. Bars.
What you think? We need a bomb or an air horn or something.
That's incredible.
Give me something long.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I don't think I ain't got any bars to match that.
None?
That's a bar. I'm trying to see if I can give y'all anything that's on that level, but y'all came off the top pretty good right there.
got one.
I don't know. You got one?
If you give me a hand, I got 3.
Yo.
Pause.
Spoolz, what's up?
Chilling, bro.
You right?
Yeah, man. Hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging.
Listening to bars, huh?
Just came for the bar session.
Yo, I don't have anything.
Not to contribute, unfortunately.
I don't have anything to top that, man.
No bars?
I ain't got any bars for y'all.
It's tough.
You can't beat the hand bar. I mean, it's
The hand bar, I mean, it is 3 hands. You know what I'm saying? Pause, yeah. Red August, you got anything? I know they can't see you.
That a black joke or?
Oh, did he go there? Did he go there? Lone, did he go there?
He did.
Wow.
Like literally.
Yo. And I thought we were moving forward, like, in terms of, like,
I didn't mean
black on black violence and all that. But
was that bad that I laughed that loud at that?
Nah, you can go ahead and have that one, Spoolz.
No,
I can't believe he played that card, though.
It wasn't.
You know, that's black on black violence, I guess. We will do better, though.
Did you guys notice the silence after he said it before, and then the eruption? That was great. Well done. Well played, Red August.
Yeah.
We should have a picture of Mike when you say that. You remember on Mortal Kombat when a toasty would happen? And dude's face would just come in.
Yeah.
Toasty.
Yo, you just lost. Yo, you just lost so many people with that toasty reference, man. Yo, but
Hey.
did they bring Mortal Kombat? Isn't there a new Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, it just came out
now.
Yeah, it's giving the game developers PTSD
What?
because that fucked up.
Is that bad?
I guess.
All original characters, or
There's tons of characters, man. There's like everybody you can think of, apparently.
Yeah.
Fucking Bruce Willis from Die Hard's in it. No, no he's not. But, I mean, he could be.
I got it. I played it like twice.
They got Joe Clark in it from Lean on Me.
He does need to be a video game character with the bullhorn
Yeah, if
and
he had
the
bullhorn.
bat.
They put the character Powder in as a character on Mortal Kombat. Did you
Did
guys
they?
see that?
Really?
Magnetic powers.
Huh.
He could just have.
No, I
the
just made that up.
Oh, you
could
son
just
of a
have
I was
bitch.
trying to go
Hey,
along
that's-
with it, and it wasn't as funny.
That's hot though if you think about it. 'Cause it could be
Joe Clark.
Yeah, he
He
could
could have the bullhorn
Yeah,
and the bat, and he could actually pull some chains out because he
Yeah.
chained the doors and shit.
and then every time,
John Belushi as the principal. Yeah, like,
every
yeah.
time he hits you with like every time he hits you with the bullhorn, like he says, "Miss Levi's," you know what I mean?
No,
Or
he
something
gotta
like
say
that.
expeditiously.
Expeditious.
I'm gonna kill you expeditiously.
That's
That's his
incredible.
finishing move. His finishing move.
Smoke crack, don't
His
you?
finishes
Don't
move
you?
is he screams in the ear of the his opponent with the bullhorn.
And then
I'm gonna kill you expeditiously, and they
and then
fucking
his
head.
head explodes. And then old boy from the scene when they was at the before they went out to dinner. After the person dies, then you hear, "I'm the head nigga in charge."
Yeah, Robert Gilliam.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Robert Gillion.
Yeah,
Well, this has been a
Oh,
very
man.
fun ending to a show,
That's
hasn't it?
awesome.
Shout out to Joe Clark on Mortal Kombat. Though. If that pop
incredible.
up, though, we want that check. Don't
We
get it
want it.
twisted.
That's great.
Hey,
shout,
J Moore,
shout out to the bar section.
J
'cause we
Moore, who
drop
makes
fire bars?
who makes Mortal Kombat?
Right.
Midway. I'm old.
Yeah, Midway's not a company.
It ain't okay. I'll show you
It
all
was
that.
in the 90s.
Who makes Mortal Kombat now?
Like a company called like Nethersoft.
Never.
Nether
Oh, okay.
Realm. Hey, Nether Realm, we need that check if we see anything about Joe
Yeah,
Clark
if Joe
popping up
Clark's
in
in
the,
that shit.
Mortal Kombat. Straight up.
Or John Belushi from the principal.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Levi's. Did I forget anything?
I think we need to add a bars section.
Yeah,
A bar
I'm with
section?
the bar section.
Okay. Matter of fact, people can submit bars. If y'all got bars, just leave them in the comments. We might read them. How about that?
I'm with that. A
Yeah.
bars
They
section.
they even can be like some weird ass Ill Brown.
Suspect bars.
Yeah, his little shit. But
I think
anything's
I'd rather
welcome.
as a regular bar section
regular bars
than a suspect bar.
suspect or just whack ass bars that are bars.
You could do that. Yeah. So if y'all have any bars, whack bars, suspect bars, bars, just leave them in the comments.
them,
We might
yeah.
read them. Yeah. Might mess around and read some of those. All right.
Speaking of fighting games,
Yes.
did you guys play Wu-Tang Shaolin Style?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good game.
I played the hell out of that game.
You, I was introduced to it through you because I
Oh,
had
yeah.
never played it before.
It's a
Yeah.
good game.
It was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the first video games I can remember on PlayStation where it doubled as like a music disc
Yeah,
as
it
well.
had a dope soundtrack.
So if you guys had to choose, since we went down the game route, Mortal Kombat
Shaolin Style for me.
or Killer Instinct.
Oh, that's
Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
Mortal
man.
Kombat.
Dang, y'all said it easy.
What about Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat.
I don't know, man. Street Fighter is
The only
iconic.
thing to me that kind of puts up a fight with Mortal Kombat is what's that called? With the like dude with the tiger head.
The Tiger Head.
I don't know.
Tekken. Yeah,
Nah,
Tekken. I rock
Nah,
with Tekken.
Street Fighter's colder than Tekken to me.
Street Fighters? Nah, I don't think so.
Street Fighter's
Mortal
better than
Kombat
Tekken.
had the blood code. What was the blood code? I know you remember it.
ABACABB.
Exactly. The
Yeah,
end.
Blood Code, yeah.
It has a blood code. We
No,
remember
Tekken was fire though.
I was cool on
Tekken was cool. It wasn't original Mortal Kombat when
But
Mortal
the way the board
Kombat came
moved
out.
and shit, and it was
I don't know,
immersive.
man. Street Fighter was cold to me.
What was his name? Big Jack on Tekken. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street
I
Fighter
like
was,
Tekken.
I like Killer Instinct, man.
Killer
TJ
Instinct
Combo.
was cool.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think that's when they first started using it like 3D molding type shit, which is I think was the appeal of that game.
That game was cold, man. What's the
It was
girl-
different. You know.
What's the chick's name with the lightsabers?
Saber.
No, man. Orchid, that's the name.
Oh.
I'm old. I'm sorry. I like
Sonya
Quincy.
Blade.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right, man. That's gonna do it for episode 135. Longevity, DJ Spoolz, DJ Jay Diff, Red August is in the building as well. Kato and the one and only Jay Moore. We will see y'all next week. Make sure you subscribe. New Old Heads. Patreon.com/New Old Heads. Check us out. We got some good things going on there. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Like Lily.
There we are.
Welcome to the New
Hello.
Old Heads Patreon raffle.
Hello.
Yeah.
We got albums and hats.
Yep.
Sean is generating the people generator for
Hey.
the drawing.
Got to get the names.
And we
So
just
we-
appreciate all the patrons who support us. What do we got first? What do we got? What are we giving away?
We have Nobody All Too Familiar. This is the first one. I'm speaking of the title. I'm not that familiar with this one.
It's a producer.
It's a producer album. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got 𝗀𝗡𝗄𝐲 and 𝗀𝐿𝐲. I love this album. Black
How much
Beans.
do you love it?
A lot. It's a very good album.
Cool.
Good production.
So
Good
we're gonna give
songwriting.
two. We're gonna give one away to two different people. So,
Cool. And a
Cool.
hat.
and then
Got
we
a
have a
hat?
hat as well for our
Is
patrons.
this the hat?
It
That is the hat.
with the waveform on it. All right. So first album. I don't know. Pick one.
All right, let's do the 𝗀𝐲 album. 𝗀𝗡𝗄𝐲.
Beep, boop, 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 beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep.
No whammies.
No whammies.
No whammies.
All right. And the first winner is James Nave.
James Nave. Congratulations.
You are getting waxed, sir.
And
Good
the,
one to get.
the second winner is, I could do two at the same time. So it's Abraham Leon.
All right. Congrats, Abe.
So Abe
Also
wins
getting an album.
Nobody.
Shout out to the homie Poppy Amon. That's what's up.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Let's
Hat
do this
time.
hat giveaway.
That's what computer. That's what music looks like in the computer.
That it is.
The winner is Kato.
Kato.
Hey.
How about that?
Kato's in
happens
the
to be
building.
sitting in the building, so
Yeah, let's
don't
give
have
him-
to
give
ship
him his
this.
prize there.
I'm gonna pass that over.
Yeah. We believe in our product so much that we're patrons of our own stuff.
I
That's
like
right.
that.
Ain't that some
I
shit?
like that.
So shouts to No Bad Ideas for that hat, and of course Indie City and Vinyl for the vinyl.
Yes, go shop there
Absolutely.
for
Good
vinyl
people. Good staff.
and buy hats from No Bad Ideas.
They treat
And-
us good. Good people.
Patreon.com/New Old Heads
Indeed.
to sign up.
Thank you.
Already.